Hi, I'm Andy, and this is my lesson on basic mathematical operations in Java. In this lesson, I'll show you how to add, subtract, and multiply primitives. Let's get started. Let's start with this code right here. Notice I have two integer variables and a double variable. I'm going to start by adding the integers along with the number 6 and storing that result in a new variable. Now I'll print out the sum to make sure it worked as expected. Okay, now let's try something a bit more interesting. Try to predict what this will print out. Notice I now has the value 9. That's because whenever Java encounters an equal sign, it evaluates the expression on the right first and then stores that result into the variable on the left. Now let's see what happens when we try to add an integer and a double and store that result in an integer variable. Notice we got a compiler error. That's because, and this is important to remember, whenever you do a mathematical operation that involves at least one double, the result is always a double. So this sum right here is a double, yet we're trying to stuff it into an int variable. If we were to do so, we would lose the digits after the decimal point. That's what the compiler means by possible lossy conversion. To fix this, I'll just declare the sum to be a double. So we just saw that we can't put a double value into an integer variable. But let's see if we can do the opposite. Let's see if we can store an integer value in a double variable. Notice it did work. That's because you can store an integer value into a double variable without losing any precision. We didn't lose any digits from our number. One interesting detail to note here is how the result of the addition, 7, was automatically converted to a double, 7.0, when it was stored into the double variable. Subtraction and multiplication work the exact same way. Notice we use an asterisk for multiplication. Okay, it looks like we got a bit of a weird answer when we multiplied 3 and 2.7. Instead of 8.1, the correct answer, Java is reporting an answer that is very slightly off. This is not a bug in Java. Computers in general have a difficult time performing what is called floating point arithmetic, meaning operations involving decimal numbers. I won't get into the reasons for that here, but it is an interesting topic, and as a programmer, you need to always be aware that operations with doubles will sometimes produce results that are very slightly off. And that wraps up this short lesson on how to add, subtract, and multiply numbers in Java. I'm Andy. Thanks for watching and coding with me today.